What is going on, both YouTube and TikTok family? And as always, we are back here with a pop-up Hardwood Authority show today, man. And in this one, as you guys can see to the left of myself, we will be discussing how Michael Jordan is the greatest system player of all time. If you guys can see, I have on the screen the playoffs win percentage without Phil Jackson's 37.8, with Phil Jackson at 73.9. And in this episode, that is what we will be here discussing. So with that being said, man, this is the Hardwood Authority Show. You can find us both on YouTube and TikTok by typing in the Hardwood Authority Show. And if you have trouble finding that, just click the link in my bio, and you can also find all of the information for the Hardwood Authority Show as well. So with that being said, I'm going to get into the intro. We definitely going to discuss this, and I'll see you guys after the intro, man. Here we go.
Yeah. 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 We run the game. That's authority. Talk crazy on the mic, no apology. Inside the art, where the real ones be. If it's hoop talk, you gotta come to me. All the hoops he plays, like geometry. One boy knows ball, that's prodigy. FYF, go James, old dynasty. Hardwood authority, that's policy. Step in the booth like we breaking the net. Yeah. Every take heavy, you feeling the weight. Yeah. We don't do casual, we setting the bar. Yeah. You tweeting opinions, we raising the stakes. Inside the art, yeah, we running the floor. Live at 3, now they knocking the door. Clip go viral before it's recorded. By the time it's posted, it's already war. We don't debate, we applying pressure. Every hot take, turn into lecture. If you go shaky, we address it. No filter talk, we don't protect it. Yeah. We run the gang, that's authority. Talk crazy on the mic, no apology. Inside the art, where the real ones be. If it's hoop talk, you gotta come to me. All the hoops he plays, like geometry. One boy knows ball, that's prodigy. FIF, go James, old dynasty. Hardwood authority, that's policy.
All the hoops, break it down frame by frame. See the weak side cut before it even came. Talk angles, timing, different type brain. While they watching highlights, he watching the game. One boy knows ball, yeah, he talking that skill. No ring arguments, just what is real. Bag so deep, you gotta have feel. If you can't create, you getting exposed. On the real, he'll say it straight. He don't sugarcoat. If your favorite overrated, yeah, he gon' know. No media spin, no saving the quote. Just pure whoop truth, that's all he wrote.
Lamont from FYF, bring fire to the set. Yeah. Soon as he talk, you know it's a threat. Debates get loud, clips get checked. Every single take, internet press. I Johnny, go James, Kingdom Voice, talk Bron legacy. No other choice if you doubt greatness. Better think twice, he'll cook your whole take. No rice, yeah.
We don't follow trends, we shift away. New era hoop talk, we paved the way. TikTok live to the biggest stage. Hardwood Authority, remember the name.
Yeah, we run the gang, that's authority. Talk crazy on the mic, no apology. Inside the arc, better real ones be. If it's hoop talk, you gotta come to me. All the hoops on ball,
Yeah, that's in it. FYF, go James, that's in it. If you love the gang, then you gotta see.
Hardwood Authority.
that's MVP.
Hardwood Authority.
That's MVP.
Tap this for Brandon. Inside the heart, tapped in live. Mondays at 3, you changing the vibe. Thinking by y'all.
Step inside Hardwood Authority, man. Y'all know what we got going on, man. This is the Hardwood Authority Show that we do host every single Monday live at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But in this one, we have a pop-up show to discuss the greatest system player of all time, Michael Zesty Jeffrey Jordan, man. I believe that this player is the greatest system player of all time. One of the most rings as a part of a system of all time. So, yeah, I definitely think that he has a case to be considered, the greatest system player of all time. Couldn't really find much success out of this system, but when he was in the system, he was pretty good at it. We see the playoff win percentages without Phil Jackson in the triangle system is 37.8%. and the playoff win percentage with Phil Jackson goes tremendously up to 73.9%, which means that a lot of Michael Jordan's success is tied to Phil Jackson and also the Chicago Bulls triangle offense. Now, if you guys disagree with this, you guys can obviously comment in the chat or also request up, and we will definitely be discussing this because this is a really good topic that we can and we will talk about. And I believe, man, look, this is real basketball talk, not the fake kind, man. As always, I want to reread the rules that we go by in every show. When he was super young and old, yeah, I get that. I just know that a lot of his winning can be tied to Phil Jackson since, that's when he started winning was with Phil Jackson. So we're going to get this in the middle of the screen. We're going to get the rules up, man. As always, we always have the rules available for people to read, man. If you guys have trouble reading the rules, we read it out to you guys. So absolutely, in the rule 1, stick to the topic. Rule number 2, when I'm speaking, you're not. Rule number 3, when you're speaking, no one else is. Rule number 4, do not make shit up because you will get that. And we will look it up. And if you do come find out you are lying, you will get that. And get the fuck up out of here. Rule number 5, real basketball discussions, no feelings. So we talk about objective information, not Mamba mentality, not killer mentality, none of that, man. We talk about real objective basketball conversations and not how people feel. So definitely thank you guys for tapping in for sure. Let's see what we got here. Jackson. When Jackson wasn't the coach, his teammates were crackheads. Even when Phil Jackson was the coach, his teammates were crackheads. Doesn't mean they weren't performing well on the court. Malik says, what about Kobe? He played in the system. Yes, Kobe Bryant did also play in the Phil Jackson triangle system, but I don't think he's a greater player in that system than Michael Jordan. No one won more than Michael Jordan did with the Phil Jackson Texas Winners triangle system. So Kobe's definitely up there in terms of one of the greatest system players of all time. I don't think he's greater than Michael Jordan in actually the same system with the same coach. I can't give that one to you, brother. But I did want to discuss it. Obviously, if you guys have any comments on the situation, please comment down below. Tap the screen and share the live out if we are in the building because it does help the Hardwood Authority Show get out into the algorithm and get into more people's faces, which helps us tremendously, man. So please, if you guys could take the time to share it out. We got Tony Styles. Hey, Tony, request up, Brody. Come on, man. You may as well. You ain't doing nothing anyways, Tony. Come on, man. But yeah, man, it's bad. He said Kobe showed he can't make the playoffs in his prime without Phil. We did see that, absolutely. Absolutely. Perfect. 30 minutes. We'll be here, Tony. You already know. We got real lives around here for sure. But just to get through, some of the topics, of course, I wanted to start out with Michael Jordan's career, to start out with the Chicago Bulls without Phil Jackson. So just give me a second. Have to make sure I have everything set up and we'll be good to go. So then wouldn't Steph be 1-2 or Tim Duncan? Tim Duncan won championships in 3 different systems, all by the same coach, but they were not the same one that they won. For example, in 99 is not the same system they ran in 2014. Completely different systems. Also, again, those players wouldn't be greater than Michael Jordan. I see your point. Michael Jordan is probably the greatest system player ever. I'm not discrediting anyone. What am I discrediting? I'm giving credit to Jordan for being the greatest system player ever. I'm literally saying he's the greatest system player ever. How's that discrediting him? I don't know what your point is with that, brother. We see that LeBron left Cleveland because not a leader, and if stayed there, no chips, period. I don't know if you read the rules, brother. I don't know how LeBron James came into this because LeBron James played in multiple systems and won in at least 2 different systems. I don't know what LeBron James has to do with this. Let's try and stick to the topic. Let's try and talk about Jordan without saying LeBron. It's not really, I don't know why we have to try that. He would still do amazing without the system. We saw him not be amazing without the system. What do you mean? We saw him be horrible without the system. We saw Michael Jordan be horrible without the system. We saw Tim Duncan in at least 3 different systems be a consistent winner, always making the playoffs, deep runs in the playoffs. We saw that consistently. So we saw Michael Jordan in the NBA without Phil Jackson was very horrible. I don't know why that's something to talk about. It's okay. He's still one of the greatest players of all time. Did what he was supposed to in his career. But let's stop trying to act like Jordan was a winner before or even after Phil Jackson. It came from Phil Jackson. Phil Jackson and Tex Winter's system is what elevated Jordan to start winning. I don't know what that has to do with Jordan without Phil Jackson's system being horrible. His playoff, you can see here, the math is right here, and you guys can look it up yourself because I looked this up before the show started. Jordan's playoff win percentage without Phil Jackson is 37.8. His playoff win percentage with Phil Jackson is 73.9, which means that on average, Michael Jordan is winning 40% extra with Phil Jackson versus without. Why is that a bad thing for me to say what is true? That's objectively true. Or maybe because he was in his prime when Jackson was a coach. He was in his prime at 87 and 88 when he was winning MVPs and Defensive Player of the Year. So he still wasn't doing anything in the playoffs compared to what he was doing with Phil Jackson. Prime starts with 26, 27. He got Phil when he was 30? I don't know why that's an issue. Why is it? He was young with zero help against dynasties. He had help in Orlando Woolridge and George Gervin. He didn't want the help, as he stated himself. He didn't want the help. He didn't want another dynamic scorer. He didn't like playing with dynamic scorers. This has been documented and spoken about with reporters around Michael Jordan, and also Michael Jordan has said things of this in the past as well. George was anxious and still averaging 20 points a game on great efficiency splits. He just didn't want to play with another dynamic scorer. Obviously, George wasn't what he was 5-6 years prior, but he was still a very good scorer, 20 points a game on elite efficiency splits. What's good, La Greatness, Jonesy? Jordan won gold medals without Phil, also won at UNC without Phil. What does that have to do with his NBA career without Phil? His NBA career is still very, very low in terms of without Phil. But if you guys want to talk about it, we can definitely discuss it, request up, or keep talking about the comments. But we're going to get into it for sure. Since we want to play games and act like, people weren't in there. Like, if you win a Defensive Player of the Year and MVP, you're in your prime. I don't know why we have to make excuses for people. Right now, this is not the GOAT debate. So if you want to have the GOAT debate, I strongly advise you to start your own live. Type in GOAT debate in the description. And then you can start your live and talk about that. We're talking about the greatest system player ever. Do you have any information to add when it comes to that, Jonesy? Or are you going to say Olympics played with others? Come on, Jordan bashed. You still have to play the games. He the GOAT. You understand that without Phil Jackson, he didn't do anything? You understand that even in the Olympics that you guys like to talk about, with all of these stars, he played with David Robinson, David Robinson, all these guys, all these NBA All-Stars. Michael Jordan shot a grand total of 111 from the field against his own defense. Golly, so you know what the triangle does? The triangle is not his own defense, but it's his own offense. And it was, especially when Phil Jackson started using it, it was used primarily to it was used primarily to completely negate illegal defenses. So the fact that you could play illegal defense, and that's how you had to play it, the triangle offense was a zone offense that worked against that, helped a lot against that thing. But, yeah, but I'm more so talking about the triangle, Chicago Bulls triangle offense that they ran in that system, and that Michael Jordan is the greatest player to greatest assistant player ever. Trying to give Michael Jordan some credit. I'm giving him some credit as the greatest assistant player ever, and still you Zesty Jeffries don't like someone giving Michael Jordan credit. What's wrong with me giving Michael Jordan credit? You said I've never seen him play live. I don't have to see him play live to watch more film than you have in your career. And no, I don't wear Jordans. You can see, matter of fact, I have them ready for you just so you guys can say that. I don't wear Jordans. I wear LaMelo Ball shoes. That doesn't make him the GOAT. I wear LaMelo Ball shoes when I hoop, and these aren't brand new shoes either. I hoop in these. Wear LaMelo Ball shoes. Yeah, 3 different ones. You won't find a pair of Jordans over here, Brody. You tried it. You tried it. You won't find them over here, Brody. We don't wear Zesty Jeffries over here. We don't wear Zesty Jeffries over here. You tried it. What's going on, Ochi? How you feeling today, brother?
Feeling pretty good. It's gonna be a little fucking windy because I'm walking, but I disagree. I think Tim Duncan's the greatest and Jeffrey's second. Comments. Oh shit, what's going on here?
Hey man, I will say this because just to discuss Sleeves Nose Ball, yes, we are discussing the greatness of who I believe is the greatest system player ever. Do you have anything to add to that conversation, or you just want to comment to be weird? Hey, Gray, what's good, Brody? Request up, man. We here to talk hoops, man. You know how we do.
What's up, homie?
What's good, Gray? We just talking about who I believe is the greatest system player ever, Michael Jordan. What you think about that, man?
Oh man, yeah, I can roll with that. I mean, high volume shooting. He did his job. He was a scorer. That's what he wanted to do. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. The numbers check out. And you can also make the argument that these different versions of the triangle with the Lakers with Phil and Steve Kerr, his version of it with Golden State. Hell, you can make the argument that that triangle is responsible for a lot of championships.
It is, and even with because the Warriors is a variation of the triangle. They bring in some Princeton schemes, philosophies, and also just some of Steve Kerr's own flair and flash. But you can have the 4 from Golden State. Same thing with the Spurs. The Spurs doesn't have necessarily have a triangle. They're more of a ball movement center team. But even the Spurs, um, if you go and look at the film, like the '99 system with where they won the ring in '99, that looks completely different to like 2014. It's not even close. So I always argue when people say, like Tim Duncan, um, he won in almost 3 different systems, bare minimum 2, but he won with 2 different systems entirely. Whereas, players like Kobe, players like Jordan, those guys, they've only ever won in one system.
Facts. Was Kobe running the same thing on the other side of the court in LA with Phil?
Yeah, Kobe ran Kobe Bryant in 2000, 2008 when Phil came back all the way to 11. They ran essentially the same system as the Bulls. It's just a little more spread out because you got Powell out there instead of like Dennis, instead of Shaq. It's the same system actually, just a little different in terms of the philosophy.
Hmm. So yeah, absolutely. I think Michael was a great system player. He did his job, high volume shooter. I agree.
Yeah, man. And I don't know. I guess a lot of these Zesty Jeffries have a problem with me giving credit to Michael Jordan. I don't know why people feel the need that it's. I don't know why it's a bad thing for me to say that someone's the greatest system player ever. I'm giving him credit. I don't know what the issue is.
Can you read that win percentage? I don't know if you did at the beginning. I think I can barely read it because I'm on the phone. But
Oh yeah,
what is that? What are those
abs-
percentages?
absolutely. In case you guys having issues reading, we'll make it a little bigger for you guys. Uh, Michael Jordan is the greatest system player ever. His playoff win percentage without Phil Jackson is 37.8%. His playoff win percentage with Phil Jackson is 73.9%. So that means that he's almost a 40-point increase with Phil Jackson versus without him. Pretty interesting numbers here.
Yeah, that's a massive drop off.
So now what's the percentage of seasons played without Phil? Let's talk about it. Without Phil as head coach, he has 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, and then 90. Right? And then he also has, so you go from 90, I got you bandwagon. So that's what? 84, no, 85, 86, 87, 88. 89. That's 6.
So
Then you
let me
have
ask you this, homie. So what are people saying the reasons are for Michael losing in those early years in the 80s? Like what are people, because I was there. I mean, I'm old enough to have watched those games real time. I'm in my late 40s. So what are people pointing to as excuses for him not being able to produce before the triangle?
his
Because I
teammates
can
were
tell you what I
crackheads.
saw. Mm,
They like to use his teammates were crackheads a lot
mm.
when really the whole league was doing that. So I don't know why that's a
No,
whole,
man, you know what they say? It's because he didn't have a 20-point per game score. They would have rather had Jeffrey with a nigga like Chris Bosh or Larry Hughes
yeah, but
opposed to Scottie Pippen.
they
That's why he
didn't
lost.
they didn't have another 20-point per game score, not because they couldn't get them. And I do got to meet you, Ochi, because you already know. But not because they couldn't get 20-point per game scores, but because Jordan did not like playing with other dynamic scorers early on in his career. It's not something that he wanted to have happen. That's why we saw the article that was documented with Jordan, obviously not wanting to play with other dynamic scorers because he felt like they were taken away from his game, taken away from his thunder. So to answer your question, Gray, the excuses that I'm hearing is obviously the right one, which is that his team wasn't strong enough to beat the other team, which is fine. And then I also hear his teammates were crackheads.
Man, he played a lot of isolation basketball. I mean, I remember being a kid, a teenager, sitting in front of the TV watching these games, and he would get the ball on one side of the court and burn the entire shot clock up. Back down, hard dribble left, hard dribble right, back down, hard dribble left, hard dribble right. He dictated the offense so much. When he was on, don't get me wrong. When he was on, if he was making shots and he was hot and he was in a rhythm, it was a problem. But God forbid he show up and he was in a shooting slump and it wasn't going well. Man, it was awful basketball. Really bad basketball.
Yeah, and people like to say things like, "Oh, I'm too young. I didn't watch them live." Man, look, you guys clearly have not been around here enough or on FYF or on GJK to know that we don't have to be in the stadium live or watching it live when it happened 30, 40 years ago to see what happened. We watch these games
Fact.
all of the time. We watch raw film, not highlights. We watch raw film from start to finish. We have seen what you guys are talking about. We've actually asked specific Zesty Jeffrey fans, no disrespect to anyone, but the Zesty Jeffries, we've asked you guys to give us a game that you want us to watch. We've went back and watched it. And yet I'm not seeing what you guys are showing me because you guys are showing me and he was just unstoppable going left still. We go back and watch every time he goes left, 38% of the time, which we did the math, 38% of the time it's a turnover, which is abnormally high. That's ridiculous. We can't be turning the ball over that much going to the left. Then you talk about what he was doing on the fast break, which, yes, relative to his era, he was really good on the fast break. I'm not seeing anything I haven't already seen from players, even of today, that aren't the players you want to compare Michael Jordan to. I see a lot of players that are average NBA players that can do what Michael Jordan could do in terms of on the fast break. He was fast as hell. He was athletic as shit. I will give you that. Not towards the second three-peat. He was a little more skill-based in the second three-peat. But I'm not seeing a lot of these things. We are not seeing a lot of these things that you guys are talking about. And
Nah, to me, he didn't get, it was pure athleticism. It was pure athleticism and drive in those early 80 years. Like the understanding of the game, the spacing, the consistent stroke with the mid-range shot, that really didn't come, that really didn't come till much later. I mean, in those early 80 series, man, he was blowing by people, jumping over people. It wasn't really high. To be honest, it really wasn't high IQ basketball. It was really more so just him being stronger, faster, more athletic, and it was fun to watch. But it wasn't what it became later with dominating and controlling the mid range game and
mhm.
slowing the game down. That came much later.
Honest basketball. If you feel the need to, if you feel like I'm BSing, you can go ahead and request up and tell me why Michael Jordan isn't the greatest assistant player ever. That's the topic we have here. You can definitely help us discuss why Michael Jordan is. If you don't agree, then request up and tell us why you don't agree with Michael Jordan being the greatest assistant player ever. That's really what we're here to discuss. If that's what you feel, come discuss why he's not. Simple. If you don't think he is, come explain why. What'd you say, brother?
I said, honest, ain't watching play, nigga. He younger than me, goddamn. He watch his ass play.
He don't even watch film. He just listens to narratives, man. And that's the problem when we go back and watch the film, like some real ball fans, and try and see what these people are talking about. I'm really having a hard time seeing what they're talking about.
Yeah, and I'm gonna be honest with you. I feel like Sidney Moncrief was a better defender, but that's just my opinion. I feel like Sidney Moncrief he could guard bigger guys while still maintaining a perimeter defense. He was quick as hell too, just like Michael. He was able to do a lot of the things Michael did on the perimeter, but he was stronger. He could guard bigger guys. I really felt like Sidney Moncrief was a much better defender and should have got that DPOY.
Yeah. And then we also watched a lot of the games that were available. There's a whole series. I wasn't much up there as much at that time, but there's a lot of film of us watching 1988 season.
Mm.
And a lot of the defensive stuff that was going on. It didn't look like Michael Jordan was playing that strong defense like people legend him out to be doing during that time. I'll be honest
Nah,
with you.
he was instinct. He was instinctful. He would play the passing lanes. He would play the passing lanes and get steals and
Hmm.
initiate fast breaks and stuff like that. But no, he wasn't no clamp down defender. To me, the only real clamp down defender outside of Joe over there in Detroit was Sidney Moncrief.
Yeah, I didn't see it. And his screen navigation is horrible. He gets caught on screens
Hmm.
and it's like, man, what are you doing? You're not even trying to fight over a screen, go under the screen, get skinny around the screen. He doesn't do anything in terms of fundamentals. Talking about screens, he doesn't do any of that. He gets
Hmm.
lost in the sauce on the screens. So I don't know, man. I really don't know. What's good, Mark? What's up, Brody? Been a minute. Shout out to you, man. But yeah, I just want to discuss this as well. We have our thing. We have Jordan without Phil Jackson, which would be 1984 to 1989. His coaches would be in his rookie year Kevin Lowry, Stan Albeck, and then obviously Doug Collins, which is who I talked about. Um, Doug Collins' offense really was giving Michael Jordan the ball and trying to make him. It just didn't really work in terms of winning. Um, did average 32 and a half points per game at 32.6 points per game. Extremely ball dominant, ISO heavy, like Gray said. The system was more traditional sets, no really triangle offense, and he did win an MVP and a Defensive Player of the Year, which would mean that he was also in his prime. If you guys don't think he was in his prime, winning an MVP and Defensive Player of the Year in the same year, you don't know what you're talking about. This version of Michael Jordan was statistically and also with eye test more explosive than the rest of the league. Arguably his most dominant, individually dominant stretch in terms of scoring the ball. The unfortunate part is his playoff results with the pre-fill era look very lackluster. We have 1985 where we lost 1-3 to Milwaukee. 1986 he gets swept by the Larry Bird Boston Celtics. 87 same deal, gets swept by the Larry Bird Boston Celtics. 88, he loses 1-4 to Detroit. And then in 89, he loses 2-4 to Detroit. And then also, just to talk about it, in 1990, he also loses again to Detroit. So 3 years in a row, he loses to Detroit. Loses twice in a row to the Boston Celtics, getting swept horribly. And then 1-3 to Milwaukee Bucks, looks like. So that's 85 to 86, 87, 88, 89 is horrible. So without Phil Jackson, his series record, he's 1-5 in series. And then in terms of win percentages, he has a 37.8 win percentage like we talked about before. Horrible, man. Horrible. Just absolutely horrible. And that's why I think that's one of the greatest things we can see in terms of being an assistant player, man. Absolutely. What's good, Bandwagon? You've been in here for a little bit, man. What you think on the subject?
Look, man, Juan Boy has done a lot of these streams, right? We already know that Jordan was not that great of a damn player. He wasn't what he was without Scottie Pippen. And like what you just said, he only won one series before Phil Jackson. The nigga's overrated inside, man. You heard the Bandwagon say it many times before, man. It is what it is, man. As soon as he had Phil Jackson, he started winning. You had that great front office. You had great players complimentary to him.
And real quick, Bandwagon, because they try and use this fake ass ether talking about he was an assistant coach from 87 to 89. That's great and all. Tom Thibodeau doesn't get credit as a head coach in 2008. As a champion, he gets a credit as an assistant coach. So with Phil Jackson as the assistant coach, with Phil Jackson and Tex Winters, well, really it's Tex Winters. Since he innovated the triangle, he didn't create it, he innovated it. Tex Winters brought it with Phil Jackson. When they brought the entire new system with Phil Jackson as the head coach, that is when Jordan started winning. So if you want to say that, then Michael Jordan outside of the triangle was losing in 87, 89 with your exact logic. Yes, he was still losing without the system. You're absolutely right. What's good, Manny? We got Dream in the building. What you think, Brody? Were you finished, Bandwagon?
No, that's all I have. I'm about to head to work right now. I'll be listening, though.
All right, Brody. What's good, Dream? What you think?
I just caught the back end. I just got here. I don't really know what y'all was talking about.
We talking about Michael Jordan being the greatest system player of all time and the fact that he couldn't really do anything outside of the system.
Yeah, I think you're right. I want to disagree, but I don't think that's wrong. I think he is the greatest system player of all time. And I don't know what system he played in outside of the triangle, but he lost a lot, so I don't know if that was a good system. But yeah, I think you're right. I agree with that. I agree.
Yep. Johnny Blaze 2323. Shout out to you, but you understand that we can be 5 years old and still watch the film. You understand that, right? We don't have to watch it live to watch it. The same way you guys we can go back and watch the 2011 finals, 2010 finals, 2009 finals, 2008 finals, 2007 finals. We can go back and watch this shit just like you guys watched it when it was happening. I don't know why you guys want to use this age issue as a reason to try and negate what we're saying. Regardless of if we were 5 years old, 10 years old, 20 years old, 30 years old, or 80 years old. What I am saying is true. Objectively, Michael Jordan without Phil Jackson as a head coach has a 37.8 win percentage in the playoffs, and with Phil Jackson as a head coach has a 73.9 win percentage in the playoffs. No matter if I'm 5 or 50. 5 or 50, that is objective. You can't argue with objective facts. And Captain Crunch, you're a capper. We don't even deal with cappers before you. And mind you, that's a lie because MJ numbers were the same with and without the system. So he was winning the same without the system, or he wasn't winning the same without the system. Was he winning? So you're saying he was winning the same amount with and without the system? I didn't say nothing doesn't matter, sir. Hey, Johnny Blaze 2323. I never said people's system don't matter or rings don't matter. I said that Michael Jordan's the greatest system player ever, and Kobe Bryant's one of the greatest system player ever as well. Yes, Duncan is a system player. He won in 2 to 3 different systems versus Jordan and Kobe only won in one system. They could only win in one system. The system was for the team because without it, then the Jordan as a system didn't work. It was losing basketball, as we saw year after year. He came in the league against 3 dynasties. Detroit became a dynasty because of Michael Jordan, because he couldn't beat them is why they became a, quote, dynasty. They had to beat him to become a dynasty. So what you're saying is that under Michael Jordan's watch, the Detroit Pistons became a dynasty.
No, that's not an argument he wanted to make. He probably feels stupid now.
What you're saying is that under Michael Jordan's watch, he lost 3 times in a row and made Detroit a dynasty. That's tough.
See, that'd be the foolishness right there. They instead of just saying he's my favorite player and he's my preference, they start saying stuff that it's subjective. There's no data. There's no numbers behind it. It don't make sense.
This isn't about whether or not MJ's numbers change, guys. This is about being the greatest system player of all time. Can you guys point me to outside of the triangle offense? We can look up the film and we can watch it. Point me to Michael Jordan winning outside of the triangle offense. Or him winning without Phil Jackson as a head coach. Where's that success at?
Yeah, but I wouldn't even give him that because his numbers did change. That nigga's lying in the comments. His numbers absolutely did change because part of the triangle was Jordan take less shots, play make more, and allow shots for other people. And his points per game did go down, and he won championships. So, like, what the fuck? Yo, Jordan fans, man.
And to the people on the fake account that says user, come up on a real account if you want to come up here and talk basketball. Just make sure you're not hiding your face like you're doing. And also, LeBron James didn't win in only one system because the system that they won with in 2020 is a completely different system compared to the 2012 Heat. So you just sat up here and lied again. You don't know basketball. You didn't watch the basketball clearly because those are 2 different systems. Also, 2016 is a completely different system from 2020 as well. So that's not only one system. You just sat up here and lied for no reason.
And he's the system. That's another big. He's the system. So, like LeBron is a system. Like
Johnny says, and it's funny you guys keep commenting. You guys like to lurk and comment, but don't want to request up and actually talk with your voice like grown men. But I will say, Johnny says, Bubble Year is a joke and needed Wade to win. He's a joke. If he needed Wade to win, how did he win without Wade? He won without Wade. He won with Wade. He also won without Wade. So how did he need Wade to win?
They don't want to talk facts. They don't want to talk facts inside. They want to be emotional.
Read rule number 5, family. That's it. No feelings. Just talk with real basketball facts. What's going on? El Claudio. Am I saying that right? El Claudio?
Yeah, you good. Yeah. What's up? How you doing?
I'm blessed always when the Zesties are crying.
All right. So what we talking about today? Jordan, Braun, I'm guessing again.
We talking about Michael Jordan being the greatest system player ever. He won 6 championships in the system, and outside of the system, he didn't do anything. What do you think on that topic?
Hey man, I think you kind of hit the nail on the head. That again, my man was just saying, you know what I'm saying, before he got to to Phil. Well, Phil got there, you know what I'm saying. Yeah, they were winning games and they got to, I believe, the semifinals, but he wasn't really winning anything. Again, the triangle took away the shots, yes, but again, look at the success they had after the fact of getting the triangle there. So it's just at that point of facts, you know what I'm saying. It's just a proven fact. History tells it all. It's not hard to not tell. Yes, he was scoring. He was still scoring. It wasn't like he wasn't still scoring. He took less shots and he took less points per game. That's all that was. They had to take away the ball from him. They was triple teaming the man at a point.
I mean, I don't know why, and shout out to you. I don't know why it's hard for people to understand simple math. He wasn't. I have the math on the screen. It's not made up. I didn't just put it on the screen. You can look it up yourself. He's 14-23 with Phil Jackson as a head coach, or without Phil Jackson as a head coach, and he has a 70, which is good enough for 37.8, and then 73.9 with Phil Jackson as a head coach.
And people forget. These guys, right? Back in the 80s, especially in the early and later 80s. It wasn't 32 teams. it was 20 something teams. So that means the Pistons and the Celtics and these guys seen you 8 or 9 times a year, bro. It wasn't like you were seeing them 8 or 9 times a year. So they already knew what was going on playoff time. They already knew, all right, we're gonna shut this all the way to hell down.
Well,
They already knew all that.
I just don't like when people try and say that he went up against dynasties and they include Detroit. Like, and we got Tony up here. I'm gonna let you cook up in a second, Tony. But you guys do understand that they had to beat Michael Jordan to win the championship, right? To get to the championship to win it, they had to go through Michael Jordan. So that means that even if you want to call them a dynasty, they beat Jordan 3 times in a row in the playoffs. So which means they became a dynasty, literally damn near directly against Jordan and his Bulls teams. But we got Tony Styles in the chat, man. What you think, man? Michael Jordan is the greatest assistant player ever. I have the win percentages for the playoffs on the screen. What do you think about the subject, man?
I mean, I don't think there's anything wrong with it. Phil made him a winner in the NBA, made Kobe a winner, Shaq a winner. What's the issue? I know they like saying everybody else makes them other winner, but there's a reason why everywhere Phil went, they just kept winning and winning.
Yep, and I'm gonna let you go because we know why you came up here with some info on Kobe. But just to address the comment, they weren't playing Jordan for the chip. They still had to play Jordan to get to the chip, which is what I said. You had to play Jordan to be in a position to win. You played him 3 times and beat him 3 times in a row in the playoffs.
Question.
What's up?
I have a question. How come LeBron at 4-6 is considered a 60% loser, but Jordan loses 9 out of 15 years in the NBA, and that's literally 60% loser?
That's what I say. And Tony, I don't know why they do that, because I tell them, if you want to use the logic of someone can't be the greatest player of all time because they lost more than they won, then you very clearly need to have anyone, specifically one player, Bill Russell, because those are only players who won more than they lost. It was the Bill Russell era Celtics players. He's the only player that won more than they lost.
George Mikan, you can throw George Mikan in the mix.
I don't like. That's the only reason I do air tax the 50s, because shout out to George Mikan, first superstar. We all know that deal. But because of segregation, I don't know, Tony.
I segregate it more because of the no shot clock, and the simple fact that there's no other great player from when Mikan was the best. When Russell was the best, you got the Chamberlains, you got the West, you got the Baylors, you got the Oscars, you got the Pettit. But with Mikan, you got Vern Mickelson, Arnie Rison, Joe Folks. That's who you got.
Yeah. So, but yeah, the only player, I guess, yeah, you can go with Mikan too, but only players to have won more than they lost. So when you guys try and say that's the reason why someone can't be the GOAT, which this isn't even the GOAT combo, then you have to understand that there's literally only a couple players in NBA history compared to NBA history that have won more than they lost. I don't know why they do that. They just ignore the losing.
That's why.
They just want to ignore the losing. So
just like this guy keep the spamming the 6-0 in the finals, bro. We all know that. You a cat in 2026. If you still talking about Jordan going 6-0 in the finals, you know nothing about basketball. A career is predicated on what you do start to finish. You don't get into the Hall of Fame because of your wins. You get into the Hall of Fame for your whole career, start to finish.
Yep, and the crazy part is, Gray, these people, they love that 6-0 number. But then I ask them where they have players like Hondo ranked, and they say that he's not ranked because he played in the 60s with blah 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 teams. First of all, Hondo didn't play all of his seasons with 8 teams in the league. He played with more teams than even Bill Russell, up to 17. Am I correct on that, Tony? Played in the league with 17 teams.
Wasn't there 20 by the end of 78 when he retired? I could be wrong. There's somewhere around there.
Yes. So I don't these same people that like this perfect when it matters the most, blah blah blah, that all that nonsense. They don't even rank Hondo. They don't even rank him.
They like looking a certain way while winning. That's really what it's about. So Hondo doesn't look a certain way. That's why it's not going to be judged very highly.
Guess I'm racist. Guess I'm racist, but we do have to stop with this.
Wait, hold on. Why are you racist? Why are you racist? I'm sorry, I was away from the car for a minute.
It was a joke. It was a joke. Because
I've been told I have Bill Russell as the GOAT, and I've been told I'm a racist for having Bill Russell as the GOAT.
Wait, what?
Wait, hold on. Yo, dog, wait. Hold on. Repeat that again for me.
I've been told I'm a racist for having Bill Russell as the GOAT.
So
they realize he's black, right?
So to get back to the topic, though, someone said Michael Jordan didn't have Wade, Bosh, and Allen. I don't know what that has to do with Michael Jordan being the greatest assistant player of all time.
Hey, but on that same note, wait a minute. But on that same note, LeBron didn't have George Gervin, Robert Parrish, Dennis Rodman, and Scottie Pippen, all those Hall of Famers either.
This is true.
Legit. That's true. That's very true.
But
again, he ain't win. I don't think he won with George on his team.
No, that's what I'm pointing. Hall of Famer George Gervin, he can't win with him on his team. If that's the logic they're arguing.
So my biggest thing is this, right? And this is what I hate, and I'm not even a Braun fan like that, to tell you the truth, but I do hate when people slander greatness. My thing with Braun is this, right? Braun has, everywhere he's gone, has won, basically. Like, if you really technically just really look at it. Miami, he won. Cleveland, he won. Lakers, he's won. So what's really the issue? What's really the issue with the man? He's literally got, I think, top 10 in almost every single stat line. He's literally played the most games. I think he just passed Kareem for the most games played. The most points played. Yeah, it's just like, what at this point, bro? Like, what else does this man got to do for you? Just leave him alone.
I'll tell you what it is. It's weird, and I'm someone that don't got LeBron as the GOAT either. But what it is they think he looks like a pussy, and they would never look like a pussy because if it was up to them, they'd be the cold-blooded assassin killer, and that's what they are. However, when I bring that up to guys on here that say that shit, I go, hey, bro, so if you spend all day talking about basketball and that's not how you would do it, how come you don't have, like, the top podcast of all time, right? Because that's an area you can compete in and you can win. How come you're not doing that? And then they never have an answer.
Because they don't think...
But you know what?
Hard work...
Go ahead, Jay.
They only think hard work is like if you hit a buzzer beater. They don't consider hard work showing up to your job for 20-plus years while raising a kid and staying out of... public. Well, he has scrutiny, but like no
Edwards situation.
Yeah, no like serious situation. Like so, and a lot of his public scrutiny comes from basketball, so it's pretty fucked up. Like, yeah. Braun has like a perfect life, but somebody will say, "Yo, you went 4 for 6 in the finals." So it's like, yo, gang, I hate on LeBron, but I don't use finals. Like, I don't even hate on LeBron. I'll make arguments against LeBron, but I won't bring up finals because finals appearances to me hold slightly more weight on my scale. It's subjective. On my scale, finals appearances do weigh a little bit more than just winning in the finals.
Nah, I got different. I got to beg to differ that, and I'm a big time college basketball fan. I'm a big Duke Blue Devil fan.
I'm a big Kentucky fan, so I hate Duke.
So you know where I'm going. Duke go to they go to finals, Elite Eight all the time. I don't give a damn about that because you don't get banners and rings for just going. You see what I'm saying? So that's why I discredit that. But like, not discredit. I can't discredit because you go 10 times. Come on now, that's fantastic. But like the NBA playoffs win like, now on the biggest stage. You are judged and you are critiqued off of that, man. So we can't just push it aside, like, because you at the pinnacle, and it's time to go. It's time to go through the threshold if you're on that stage.
But
so
this why.
Yeah, but with LeBron James, he won 4 times. So how is he not going through? He won 4. It's not 1 time or 2 times. He won more than once, more than twice, and more than 3 times. So he went
but this
to
is
the stage and
it's how
he won.
You perform. I know, but look what happened in 2011. And that
what happened in 2012, 2013, 2016, 2020?
Like I said, everybody
has lows.
Disclaimer. Yeah, No, Jordan didn't. And this is a guy that this. And let me tell you something.
Jordan didn't have
Like I said, I'm a
lows.
Duke fan. I'm on the biggest stage. No, he didn't.
Jordan didn't.
Why?
He
See,
had
this
lows
is
before
this
the
is,
biggest
and,
stage.
I'm gonna give you this as a disclaimer. I don't like Jordan because I'm a Duke fan. In the state of
That
North
don't got
Carolina,
nothing to do with
that's
that, man. You
I'm
just said
just
he
telling
don't got
that's
lows. You
my
don't.
prejudice. Nah, that's my prejudice
No, I
against Jordan.
understand that, but listen to
You see
what
what
I'm
I'm
saying,
saying?
though, brother.
But just straight
Just because,
basketball.
but you understand that having a low on a higher stage is not as bad as having a low on a lower stage. So Jordan has lows before the finals.
Oh yeah, he don't get it. Definitely, that's my.
So why are
I
we
shot
trying
for
to
the
compare it
mountaintop
to
for
the?
that.
It's not the
I
same
shot
thing.
for the
Great. Let
mountaintops
me
about
ask you a
that.
question,
But
Greg.
on the
Let me ask
biggest
you.
stage, yeah, go
Let me
ahead,
ask
brother.
you a question, Greg. Why wasn't Michael able to win a championship in 1988?
Because it's big, not big like LeBron.
No, they weren't good enough.
Wait, what'd you say? What was the reason why?
They weren't good enough.
No, before who I didn't hear who
Nah,
said
nah,
something
that was
before.
BS. Don't listen to that. What you mean? Go ahead, great.
Oh, my
Yeah, I
bad.
just said they weren't good enough.
When you say
Uh
they
huh.
weren't good enough, the
He
team just wasn't good
performed.
enough.
Yeah.
Okay, I agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
Why didn't LeBron win a championship in 2011?
I don't think they had the best chemistry because they were just getting together.
So they
And
weren't good
LeBron,
enough.
he wasn't. And like I said, I'm just strictly talking basketball and taking my feelings out of it. Everybody said, well, he stunk up the place. He choked. He didn't have his best game. He didn't have his great series. He struggled at the end of the games, in the fourth quarter a lot in those games. But this is my thing. People realize because you got to look at the basketball sense of this. They were just getting together. I know they was favored to win, but that chemistry goes a long way where Dallas had it. Dallas wasn't at that time. I got to say Dallas was the better team, but Miami had the most talent, but Dallas was the better team.
This is why
Mm-hmm.
I think inside and other people are gonna question what you're saying. It's like if you could
Mm-hmm.
admit that LeBron's team, the reason why the Cavaliers or the Heat lost to the Mavericks was because their team wasn't ready yet, and you could
Yeah.
also admit that Jordan lost because his team wasn't ready yet.
Uh-huh.
Why are you gonna hold 2011 against LeBron, even though you understand both situations?
Because he was supposed to be the number one option.
If you're not gonna hold Jordan losing
Because he was
against
supposed to
him,
be the number one option.
no, he wasn't.
Why?
That's how you feel.
Why wasn't it?
How
Why
you
wasn't
feel
it?
is that he was, but the game plan
Why?
shows
Why wasn't it?
because the film shows he wasn't the number one option.
Why wasn't he? Why?
Because
Okay,
that's what the film
yeah, we're
shows.
getting somewhere. We're getting somewhere. Why wasn't he the number one option?
Because that's what
Ask
the
Eric
film shows.
Spoelstra if you really need to
Ask
know.
Eric
You can ask
Spoelstra
Eric Spoelstra.
why he chose not to do that.
Why did he trust Dwayne Wade more than LeBron in 2011? You can ask him
Thank
that
you.
question.
That's what I'm saying.
Ask him. Ask the coach
That's
who
what I'm saying. We're
decided to do
talking
that.
strict. If you got a,
He,
stu-
he was he was he was fa-
if
he
you
was
got a
you
bell
got to
cow,
remember
you
he
let
was
that bell
favored more
cow
because
carry.
Wade just won a chip there. You got to remember Wade
But
won a
you know
chip there. He
something.
was the
You got a
he was
point
the
because you can't shake up. You got a point. And like I said, we talking straight basketball because you can't have him inject this guy and I just want to ring and let him be. You got a point. I beg to differ. I'm
There
with
you
you on
go.
that because
Eric
you inject
Spoelstra
that
respected the
guy
leader of
his
the
first year
Miami Heat.
in.
That's
Yeah,
cool.
and you
Or the team
can
captain,
ruffle
all
some
that.
feathers like that. You know what I'm saying? You want me to take the back seat to this guy that just comes in, and that can kill team chemistry and mess up the locker room. So I'm going to ride with you. That's right.
Exactly.
I'm gonna ride with you on that. I can ride with you on that.
Yeah, the best player on the team versus the most skilled player on the team versus the team captain or who you're running the offense through. Those are two
Mm-hmm.
totally different things. And
Yeah.
at that time, the only proven champion in that organization was Dwayne Wade.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, hold on. Haslam had a ring, bro. What are you talking about? Haslam had a ring, man.
Yeah, he had a ring, but they wasn't gonna run no offense through Udonis
I'm trolling.
Haslam.
I'm trolling.
Tell that is Haslett. But
I mean
people, you
when we talk
can't
about
you
we
can't
talk
knock
about
LeBron, man. Come on, man. I'm 57
when we
years old.
talking straight
Damn, you don't
facts.
hear him
We had
talking, Brody?
a
Damn.
my fault.
No, I'm just saying. We got to give LeBron his just due, man. Because, like I said, man, I played everything, and at 40, I wasn't even looking at the basketball. If I look at when I was going, my knee would start. So he do what he's doing. Come on, man. It's phenomenal, man.
I
And
know
you
that's
know, I
right.
got people just hate, just hate LeBron. And they
But
want him to
that's the thing. Like,
they wish his
Right.
downfall. I'm like, come on, man. Y'all gotta cut it out, man.
Yeah. I mean,
I haven't argued that LeBron is the GOAT, but like the people who do argue that LeBron is the GOAT had the argument before LeBron was 40. You know what I'm saying? Like you could make the argument. You could take away this season, last season, and the year before that, and still make a case that a nigga who goes to the NBA Finals 10 times and wins 4 and is the underdog in almost every single finals that he played in is the greatest player. You could make that argument, regardless of the 6 for 6.
Yeah.
He's
But
he's
that's
6
6
of
for 6.
15, not 6
That's
for
6
6.
of yeah,
Well, yeah,
that's yeah, but that's 6 of 6. He was the best player on the court at all time. That's why I look at that too. We can't take that for the guy.
Yeah, that's why he's
no,
the
I
greatest
know.
You
system
see what
player of all
I'm
time.
saying? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We can't take that from him. Yeah.
But yeah, if we wrap it back around to the prompt in the background, if you do want to call him the greatest of all time, which I do,
The greatest system player of all time.
it would make more sense to call him the greatest system player of all time because he was at his best in that system in which he won 6 finals in. He didn't win 6 finals outside of that system.
You can't say that, man. Let me tell you something. That's why I said we got to keep it basketball. Everybody has a system. Listen to me.
But hold on, before you say that, hear me out why I said what I said.
Hear me out
Let
real
me
quick.
tell you why I said what I said.
You can't say system.
If Jordan got drafted in 1984,
you can't say system.
Then why wasn't he successful? Okay,
everybody
no,
has
brother.
a system.
No, it's not the same thing. Everybody, like for example, Bill Russell won in a couple different systems. LeBron James won in a couple different systems. Tim Duncan.
No, Bill Russell coached himself in one. He was the head coach.
They have success outside of that system. Where can you point me to Michael Jordan's success outside of the triangle system?
He would still put up the same numbers, man.
Where is his success?
I mean, that's what I'm saying. But he wasn't winning.
So
that's
he wasn't being successful.
You can't say the system because he was going to be doing that regardless.
So he was going to be winning 6 championships regardless?
No.
Okay, so he wasn't doing it. What are you talking about?
Output. Listen, brother. His same output was the same. So you can't.
So
say
if the same output was the same, he had 6 rings outside of the triangle and 6 wings inside of the triangle.
And he was still, but if
you want to say he was scoring more short, he wasn't being successful.
They got better. We got to say that too.
Well, they didn't really get better.
Yeah, they did. And they had some pieces. They did.
Okay, so let's go with this. If you your very first playoffs, you're 1-3, and then your next 2 playoffs, you're 0-3. How is that getting better?
Okay, but this is the thing. You're right. But let's go back to this. Did the numbers change?
Yeah, the numbers did change. He went from score. He went down in scoring.
Yeah, he went down in scoring, up in assists, and I think he went up in rebounds. And the team won more.
He also stayed home on his man more and didn't gamble as much.
Oh yeah. But see, as later on, and that's another thing I'll say about Jordan. They talk about his defensive stat. Look who's on the court with. You can gamble a lot when you have the type of guys on the court with him, as far as his defensive prowess. You got guys that that was their job as defense number 1. You got Scotty, you have Rodman, and those guys like Ed Harper. Those guys were defensive stalwarts, so you can gamble.
Wait, hold on.
He could gamble.
Before we get too far away from it, if the most championed thing about Jordan is that he went 6 for 6 in the NBA Finals, but he didn't win any finals until he got into a new system. How can I say that there was no difference before the system and during the system if he won championships in the system and didn't win any championships out of the system?
There's a lot more factors to that than you trying to give credit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man.
Wait, hold on.
It is.
What do you mean?
Wait, and then I want to say this.
What do you mean?
Wait, hold on.
Different players coming to the team.
Wait, hold on.
Yes, it's a lot that comes to the team. Personnel
Can we
change.
add this in though? Can we add this in?
Go ahead, brother.
The guy that played mostly like him didn't win any titles outside of that system either.
Okay, you could say the same thing about Tim Duncan. Like you can say
no, you can't because in 1999 the system was completely different from what the system was in 2014.
Not only that, not only that.
What was that? What made it different?
What made it different? Duncan? What made it different
What?
is they didn't do the spacing, they didn't do the movement around, they didn't run the motion. They ran more of it. They ran more of a
coach.
That doesn't mean it's the same system.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean it's the same system.
Stop.
Yeah,
Oh, see, now, come on.
Matter of fact, I can prove to you.
It's a narrative for Jordan.
It's
but
not
it
a
don't fit
narrative.
for Duncan.
It's not a narrative because guess what? Just because it's the same coach doesn't mean it's the same system. In 2011, the Miami Heat system was completely different from the system in 2012, despite having the same coach.
Art, can we ask this? Did Phil Jackson win any titles with the system outside of Jordan? Did Popovich win any titles outside of Duncan?
Yes, they did. This is great.
Wait. And the guy that they say plays mostly like Jordan, he couldn't win any titles outside of that system either, right?
That's correct.
You're proving.
So it's
you're proving Inside's point. That you're right. Yes.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, that's what I'm going with.
I don't know why it's nothing bad to be assistant player. He's just assistant player. He didn't have much success outside of the system. That's okay. Why is that a bad thing? He didn't.
It's a lazy take, bro. It's a lazy take.
How is it a lazy take?
Because you're trying to find a way to take back on his greatness because you don't like it.
I just said he's the greatest assistant player ever. How am I taking his greatness away?
No, because you have to add in system. When we say, "Oh, you're a system player,"
I have him top 5 all time too. I think he's a great player. How am I taking away from his greatness? I have him top 5 there.
No, you're doing it to uplift LeBron. Which, if we want to be fair, the system.
Where's LeBron at on the screen?
I just brought him up.
Right. So how am I doing it to uplift LeBron when you're the one who brought him up?
How
did I do it to uplift LeBron when you're the one who brought him up, dumbass? Come on, bro. Lock in, bro. Please. If you brought him up, how am I uplifting LeBron? Matter of fact, I'm not saying that Michael Jordan's not great. So how am I discrediting his greatness? When I already said he's the greatest assistant player ever, I have him top 5 all time. How am I discrediting Michael Jordan's greatness? How? Can you explain that to me, sir?
See, the problem is a lot of guys think a lot of guys think that
had a conversation.
A lot of guys think that when you're crediting a player or you're talking about a player's capabilities or what they were able to do for their career, that automatically creates a situation for you to discredit or tear down another player. That's not the situation. Who's
his number one player? Who do you have?
Who's number one?
Whoever was talking before.
What does that have to do with what the topic is?
What was my question? Who's your number one?
What does that have to do with the topic of Michael Jordan?
You know I got you. That's why you don't want to answer, because you know I got you.
No, that has nothing to do with the conversation.
Well,
what do you mean who's my number one? My favorite player of all time is Kobe Bryant.
Who's your greatest player of all time? I didn't say favorite.
This isn't a GOAT debate, sir.
Yeah,
See,
and everybody don't have a GOAT. I don't have a GOAT.
This isn't a GOAT debate. My favorite player of all time is Kobe.
It's too late. I got you, bro. You cooked.
All right, get the fuck up out of here. Anyways, yeah, my favorite. If for anyone who wants to know, my favorite player of all time is Kobe Bryant. That doesn't mean I need to unseriously overrate him and put him in conversation he doesn't need to be in.
Exactly.
So doesn't really matter. Hopefully, we have people that decide they want to talk actual basketball. What I'm saying is true. It's not me discrediting anything. I didn't say that Michael Jordan can't be the GOAT because he could only win in the system. Never said that would be discrediting. I never said that Michael Jordan doesn't have a top 5 case because he can't win outside of a system. That would be discrediting. I'm simply stating what is true. He did not win without the triangle system. He won with the triangle system. Am I wrong or am I right?
You keep leaving out in the triangle system one without him. That's what you
in the triangle system one without him too. You're right.
Yeah, that part is that's an important part too. Yeah, like, and you could have Jordan as the GOAT and still be able to admit that if you value championships and he won championships in the system and didn't win championships outside the system, you'd have to say that he's the greatest system player of all time because no one else won 6 championships in a specific system that didn't change while they were playing. Bill Russell, the system that he came in and he won his first championship with is not the same system he won his last championship with. So
hey, Ochi, give me about 3 minutes. Hold it down, bro. You got mod, right? Hold it down, bro. I'll be right back.
That's facts, Dre. And I think that's what people are missing. Like, it's not. There's no knock. I think some of the people that are coming up, they're looking for knocks here. I don't think there's no knock here. I think the point that Inside is making
is that yeah, he went 6 for 6 when it mattered the most, and he did that inside a specific system.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the way I look at it is like, because I'm big on the history of the game. There's 5 players I think that have an argument for the greatest of all time, and he's one of them. And once you're with those 5, I don't even argue it as long as it's one of those 5.
Yeah. No, I'm there, but it's 3. Like there's 3 players to me that are in the conversation. Well, 4, because I accept Bill Russell in the GOAT conversation too. But it's like, other than that, I don't care your ranking of it. It's just because I think based on what you value, that it could be different. I don't think there's a top 5 that you're supposed to or a top 3 that you're supposed to have.
There's no wrong answer. Yeah.
My four is LeBron and Jordan interchangeable, and then Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and then Bill Russell's the other person that deserves.
I just want to throw in the mix that Wilt Chamberlain has a GOAT argument.
I think he does, but it's like the thing that makes, in my book, makes Jordan the GOAT is the fact that while he was the best player in the world, he did the 6 championships. I know that he lost all before that, and if someone else could argue against that, it's fair. LeBron has an argument because while he was the best player in the NBA, he went to 10 straight championships. Russell has an argument too, but I feel like Wilt Chamberlain was the best player in the NBA and couldn't beat Bill Russell. So that counts better for Bill Russell, but it counts against Wilt because you lost as the best player.
Counters for that. Nobody has set more records than Wilt Chamberlain. Nobody has done more things that most people cannot do than Wilt Chamberlain. Not only that, every time he wins a title, he sets the record for most amount of wins in a season. He also still holds the record for most consecutive wins in a season. He's the only one ever to beat a healthy Bill Russell, so he did something nobody else could do. He ended in 8-peat, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's got to count for something.
No, and it does. I think Wilt does have a case. Mm-hmm. And I'm somebody who's argued that Wilt Chamberlain today in the NBA, people talk about, don't talk about the old heads playing today, they could never do it. I think Wilt is on the small list of people that I think actually could, because he was a far superior athlete than people give him credit for. Because we can't visualize it. But imagine Giannis Antetokounmpo playing in the 60s. I think that's the best comparison I could make. But yeah, Wilt has an argument, but Wilt lost a lot as the best player. Mm-hmm. And LeBron did too, but while LeBron lost in the finals as the best player, he almost split he almost split at 500. So he's almost 5-5. And the 3-1 comeback, to me, I don't want to glaze LeBron, but in 2016, after the 3-1 comeback, you could have sat down and really had a tough conversation about, is this the greatest player of all time? In year 13. In year 13, you could have made the argument that LeBron was the GOAT. That's wild to me.
3-1 comeback's great, but like I said, ending in 8-peat is even better.
But you ended at 8-peat. You could have ended it early, but you lost in the finals. You could have ended it early, but you lost in the finals, Wilt Chamberlain.
Right, but can you name anybody else that could have ended it? So I'm the only one that can do it. That's the whole point.
Jerry West.
Jerry West never beat Bill Russell.
No, but you're saying someone else that could have done it, like someone who had an opportunity to do it.
That's what I'm saying. If they could have, they would have, but they didn't.
Yeah, they didn't. Yeah, they didn't.
There's no wrong answer to this. I think if you mention those 5 players in any circle, any universe, anywhere in the world, any country, I think those 5 players, when you're talking about Wilt, when you're talking about Russell, Michael, Kareem, Bron, there's no wrong answer here. Any of those guys when you're talking about body of work, any of those guys can be the right answer.
Yeah, and that's my argument. Just as long as one of those 5, I'm cool with it.
Yeah,
Especially when you think of it like this. If 5,000 players have played in the NBA, then that means the top 10% is 500, the top 1% is 50, and the top 0.1 is 5.
That means if this was on OF, you'd be a point. You'd be in the top 0.1%.
Mm-hmm.
So, Tony, can I ask you a question?
What's up?
Do you think Magic is a system too?
In
a certain degree.
Magic won with multiple different head coaches. He won with Paul Westhead and Pat Riley.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I get it.
No difference. Yeah. So.
I get it. I get it.
Like
To me,
Jordan still put up
I thought he
good
thought it was
numbers
essentially just more
outside the system, but
creative, but I get you. I get you.
Now, I do
No
think
argument
Magic's
there.
the GOAT offensive player.
I think the only player, like the only person you could argue about who's the greatest system is LeBron. LeBron's the greatest system player only because he's the only player that could win a championship how he won, and he's the system. No matter where he goes, you have to play through LeBron James because of his greatness. And that's not to glaze LeBron, but it's like that's the truth. Like LeBron is the system. Like what system is LeBron playing in? Like, is there a name for it? Like, what's the system LeBron's playing in? Like, what is it?
Well,
like JJ Redick's trying some shit, but at the end of the day,
Facilitator.
yeah, I will say that the
As
system in
facilitator,
20.
that's all
I
I
see
can
what you're
say that.
saying, but you could kind of say that for a lot of different players.
Yeah.
Like Bill Russell was the system for the Celtics, but my whole point is like when we talk about actual systems. So on the basketball floor, for example, we have the triangle. Even in New York, that shit was ass. But we have LeBron James who won in the system in 2012, 2013, back to back. That we clearly know that that's a completely different system in terms of in 2012, 2013 compared to 2016, where it was less of a spread offense. Still spread, but not like the spread offense that Miami was running. We also have the 2020 ring, which was different compared to 2016. We have different systems versus a player like Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant. Their only ever success winning was only under one system, and when it came to other systems, it never worked. Like we saw it never worked. So it's not really something. It's not discrediting someone's greatness, but it's just the truth. These players could only win rings, win championships, be successful, like the Zesty Jeffries like to say, under one specific system. It's not a bad thing. It's just the truth.
yeah, I think you got it.
The Doug Collins system was not similar to LeBron. Not even close. That's narratives right there, Herm.
Who said that? Oh, I see the comments.
I mean, you would think with
Yeah,
the
yeah,
talent
that's
like
the-
Hill, then if that's really the case, I mean, Doug Collins could get out of the first round with the Pistons once.
But I think Doug Collins' system is put ball in Jordan's hands, and Phil Collins is
Damn, I guess I
ball
got a
off his
school.
hands.
I guess I got a school some cats. See, I think a lot of y'all really don't realize how similar the paths of Jordan and LeBron truly was, especially LeBron's first stint in Cleveland and how they were utilizing LeBron. They essentially did the same thing with Mike until Phil took over. And by the way, Phil was on the goddamn staff prior anyway. But Doug
Wasn't Phil's
Collins
system.
basically, but Doug Collins basically say, hey, we gonna get the ball to Mike. Mike, you just do what you do. Essentially the same way they did with LeBron his first stint in Cleveland. I don't think a lot of y'all really realize how similar they are, how similar their paths were.
And he won far less playoff games doing that with Jordan.
And the circumstances that each endured at the time while teams were trying to build around them, and how they actually put so much responsibility on them. LeBron
Herm,
went to Miami, that's when the
what
game
that got to do with
easy
Michael
with him.
Jordan having no success outside of the triangle?
I mean, he went to a conference finals with that. So, I mean, he did that. But you got to remember, Doug Collins got fired after his fourth season. So, you didn't get to see him in that type of system that long without a
4
Phil
years.
Jackson. I mean, 4 years, he went to the Eastern Conference Finals. That's not bad for a player in
It took
his fourth
LeBron
season.
7 years to
That's
win,
league.
bro.
I mean, I took LeBron 9 years. Technically.
LeBron was in the finals in 2007. We talking
You
about
said
outside of
win.
the system.
We said win, sir. That's what you said.
Yes,
talking about
outside of
win.
this. Yes, I have
You
LeBron
said
James.
win.
Yes,
Win.
LeBron James won outside of
Okay.
one system. Yes, you did.
No, you said years. We're talking about years it took to get to do that.
I didn't say anything about it took this many. I'm talking about 4 years because he talked about Doug Collins.
Okay,
Again,
then
4 years is not no
years,
little
exactly.
sample size. That's 4 years.
Yeah, but like I said, that's a long sample size, 9 years. Am I correct?
What does it have to? No, because Doug Collins didn't win. No. So what are you talking about?
I don't think
When did how many years did it take LeBron to win?
You're not listening right now.
I'm listening
If we're
to you,
talking
brother.
about
The
LeBron
system
James, if we're talking about LeBron James and Michael Jordan, and we're talking about Michael Jordan only had 4 years, fired him after 4 years, Eastern Conference Finals. I get that part. Doug Collins didn't win. So why are you talking about the amount of times it took for LeBron James to win if we're not even talking about the time it took for Michael Jordan to win? We talking about Michael Jordan with Doug Collins. He didn't win. What are you talking about right now?
Yeah, we are. I agree with
Michael
you.
Jordan won with Doug Collins?
No. And how many years did it take LeBron to win? Since we're talking about winning.
It didn't. We're not talking about that right now. We're talking about Michael Jordan with Doug Collins didn't win. So why do you keep talking about that? And again, that still doesn't have anything to do with the original point because LeBron James won outside of more than one system. So why are we talking about LeBron James?
I think y'all
he played in more systems, sir.
Okay, that literally makes the point. I'm not saying that Michael Jordan is any less great. All I'm saying is what is true. How am I discrediting him?
Okay, did LeBron play in more systems?
Yes, he won outside of one system.
That's fair. That's fair.
How's that me discrediting him? I never said he's less great.
Wait, I just said I just want to make that clear that he played in more systems more than Jordan. Jordan only played in 2 systems. LeBron got a chance to play in more.
Well, that's not true. He played in Kevin Lowry's. He played in Kevin Lowry's
system too. (1985) He played under a couple coaches. Obviously, he played under Stan Osbeck, Doug Collins, and Kevin Lowry. What are you talking about?
Man, if y'all go count 85 and the nigga only played 12 games in this season, I mean, god damn, y'all crazy.
Is that a different system? Is that a different system? Yes or no?
1985.
Is that a different system? Yes or no? Is it a system? Is it a system that he played in under a different coach? Yes or no?
I got a question.
So he didn't play. So he didn't play for Kevin Lowry. So he didn't play for Kevin Lowry.
Hold on.
12 games.
So he played for him.
He played 82. He played 82 games.
Whatever coach y'all talking about at 85?
No, 86 is the year you're thinking of.
Well, he broke his foot.
Yes, that's his second year. His rookie year, he plays 85 games. He plays 82
That's what
games.
I'm talking about, the damn second year. I'm not finna count no goddamn 12
No, I'm counting his rookie year.
That's a huge sample size of playing the
his
system.
rookie year. Yeah, we're talking his rookie
but I did say 2 other coaches, though, before Doug Collins. That's what I'm saying. I'm not finna count the other coach. He only played 12 games under that damn coach.
So he played under the
he
coach.
Couldn't even get acclimated with the damn system.
So you understand that regardless of if he played 12 games or not, it doesn't change the original point that outside of the triangle there was no success. So what the fuck is your point, Herb?
Well, end of the day, brother.
It still was no success outside the triangle.
But end of the day, bro, that's a bad way to interpret basketball.
How is that a bad way? Outside of the triangle, did he win? Yes or no?
I mean,
outside of the triangle offense, triangle system, did he win? Yes or no?
No, since you trying to be an asshole.
That's not an asshole. Outside of the triangle, did he win?
I'm gonna show you. Yes, he did.
He won a championship outside of the triangle offense.
He won gold medals outside of the system.
So that's not the same thing. Now you see, if you look right, we talking about the playoffs right now. I got you. So we gonna shut that ass up because I'm gonna make the graphic bigger because I don't know if we can read. The playoff win percentage, right? The Olympics is not the playoffs. The Olympics is the Olympics. So the playoff win percentage still shows. Again, it's not that. I'm not keeping the NBA. I am keeping the NBA. Look, it says playoffs. The graphic says it. His playoff win percentage without Phil Jackson is 37.8. His playoff win percentage with Phil Jackson is 73.9. Don't bring up shit that don't got nothing to do with the playoffs or the NBA. We're not talking about the Olympics. We're talking about the NBA. Keep it a buck.
Yeah, but he did win MVP in all of them though, all his finals. He did. Right. We got to give him credit for that.
Absolutely, within the triangle system, correct?
And did it 4 times too.
Mm-hmm. In the triangle MVP, system, right?
Finals MVP.
6. He did it 6 times.
Yep. Right, and that was under which system?
No, I'm talking about
6.
I'm talking about like.
Oh, you know what? 6 finals.
I know he did
MVPs.
6 times. I'm just saying like he did it in like MVP, Finals MVP, scoring title 4 times. And those finals.
Yeah.
That's what I meant.
So what you're saying is that he did this in the triangle, right?
That triangle got nothing to do with the defense.
So the triangle didn't have anything. So he didn't. So did he win a championship outside the triangle or in the triangle?
I'm talking about the defense. I'm talking about both sides of the ball.
But did he have Did he have success in the triangle or out the triangle?
No, both.
No,
I mean,
he
without he had success
which one
in
did
the
it? Which
triangle.
right?
Man,
He had
Jordan
success in
and
the
LeBron
triangle,
can play
but
in
that triangle
any
ain't got nothing to do
goddamn
with him
system you put it
The
in.
triangle
all
didn't have
defense.
anything to
That's
do with
very
him winning
disingenuous.
Oh, the
championships.
defense side, the defense side of the ball.
No,
Great
I
players
get
can
that.
play
But
in
what
any
does that have to
system.
do with
Yeah,
him winning?
okay,
He
that's
won in
it.
the triangle. He didn't win out the
Because
triangle, correct?
defense doesn't count. So
So
that's why,
so
he
in the
played more.
triangle, he
I'm
won
just saying he
championships,
played.
correct? Yes, he won championships in the triangle offense. Yes, under Phil Jackson. I'll answer it for you.
And
Yes, he did.
Side of the
Outside of
floor.
the
all
triangle, did he
time.
win championships?
Yeah, but it wasn't all because of
Did he?
triangle.
Did
He
he? No,
played
no, no.
defense
He
too.
literally won because of the triangle. It's a simple question.
Oh my
He won
God,
championships in
Jesus
the triangle.
Christ!
Outside of it, how many did he win? Actually,
It,
tell
it,
me which year he
it,
won without the triangle.
I just said that, brother. I just said, but he also was
So what that
he
got
was
to do
all
with
NBA
anything?
all defense.
He was more
Because
successful in the triangle than
defense
without.
matters, sir.
I didn't
He
say it didn't
played this
matter.
shit.
I didn't.
Yeah, okay.
I
I'm
didn't say it
saying it
didn't matter.
does.
But in 1988, he didn't
Okay.
play defense. We talking about with Phil Jackson, without Phil Jackson. What did he do in
I'm
terms
just
of winning
saying
without Phil Jackson?
he did both. Like I said,
He
he played
won. He
both
won a
sides of the
championship
ball.
without Phil Jackson as a head coach.
And he won with only Phil. But I'm just saying he
Okay,
also
so
like that
that's so,
gentleman was saying
what is your
when he was
point then?
bringing up when he
My
was
whole
bringing up
point is
that
that Michael
stat.
Jordan is the greatest assistant player ever. Have you said anything that can negate that point? Has he done any sort of winning in terms of championships in the NBA without Phil Jackson as a head coach?
No, not
So
at all.
what is your point then? If you're not saying anything to get the point, my whole point is that he's the greatest assistant player ever. Did I lie?
Nah, you didn't lie.
Then what is
I
the
agree
issue?
with you. I agree. But I'm saying when I go to the defensive side of the ball, you act like that's not important.
I never said that wasn't
Okay,
important, but what does that have to do
you,
with the fact that he didn't have
no,
success
I'm
under?
just talking. No, we ain't talking about. That's what I'm just saying, brother. Let's just hear me out. I said, look, he also played the other side of the ball because in that same year when that gentleman was talking, it was like talking about him as an all defensive player as much as the scoring titles. I said, yeah, that had a lot of factors to do with the winning too, not just the triangle. That's what
Yeah,
I'm
but
trying to
Phil
tell you.
Jackson changed their defensive system as well.
But yeah, he's the coach.
He did.
Shit, he's the
I'm
fucking
still
coach.
trying to figure out how he's okay.
Hey, but Tony,
what
I'm
playoff
holler at
success does he
Tony.
have outside of Phil Jackson? I'm still where
I don't care about that. I just said
I mean, he did make the
there's
conference
both
finals
sides.
without Phil, though. So that
so
is
did
kind of
he
some
have
type
so
of level
did
of
he have
success.
so he didn't even make the finals without Phil? Is what you saying?
I mean, he only played.
We got
He
that clarity,
only played
but we
4
just talking.
years. His first
Y'all
4 years.
understand? We
He
talking
played in the NBA
basketball.
after Phil Jackson too, so make sure we count the years that he played
So,
instead
so
of
y'all
yeah.
value
forgetting about
playoff
him.
wins now. It's not just about championships. Y'all value getting to a conference finals.
He
That's
said what
perfect.
kind. No, he said what kind of success. I'm just saying.
Nah, I
Hey,
just know
NYC Hoop
it's two
Archive. The
sides of the
greatest thing about
ball.
TikTok
How many
is
conference finals is LeBron up to?
Huh?
He went
How
to
many
a
conference
million.
finals is LeBron up to? 12?
He went to a million, man.
Finals?
No, conference finals.
No, he
Now
said
we
conference
have
final. He went to a million. Nah, but he but Tony, here's the
Conference
thing, Tony.
finals.
He asked the question, what type of success he had without Phil. I just say he went to a conference finals without
so
Phil.
none.
That's all I said.
So none.
That's
Then.
all I said.
So but by your own logic, he still didn't win a
logic.
championship
It's not
outside of
logic.
Phil, right?
I'm
Wait a
answering
minute.
you. I'm answering your
LMG, when
question.
did he
You
went
ain't
to the
say
conference finals
championship
without
with
Phil?
me.
I mean, all
You ain't
y'all
say
care
championship
about
with
is
me.
I
playoff
said playoffs. The
success,
playoff
but y'all don't
success is
give a
on the
damn
screen,
about
Brody.
finals appearances. So why do you care about conference
What the
finals
hell
No,
he
he
got to
asked
say
a simple
championship
question.
for,
He
nigga?
just asked a
Conference
question. I
finals.
mean, I just answered this question.
Nobody don't give a fuck about conference finals.
Okay, so
Excuse my
so
language.
since we don't give a fuck about a conference finals, Jordan still has no success without Phil Jackson as the head coach. Since you don't give a fuck about it.
We don't. Nobody cares about that. We care about
Okay, so
championships,
again, that
man.
means Jordan had no success without Phil Jackson as the
Yeah,
head coach.
he
Now, but
lost 9 years. He lost
here's my
9 years
thing
in a
with
row.
your
I don't.
logic that I'm
You
gonna
act like
challenge
I
you.
look, man.
I'm
I'm
gonna
just keeping
challenge.
this straight basketball. I
Now,
don't
but
give a fuck
inside
about
the
Jordan
reason,
like that. I'm
now,
keeping
but
it
inside
basketball.
the
Yeah.
reason I gotta challenge your logic. All the all-time greats that ever played the game, I think those guys could play in multiple systems, no matter what system you put
Why
it
didn't we
in.
see
I
it?
think those guys go be successful.
Why
End
didn't
of the
we see
day,
it with Michael Jordan?
Tim Duncan don't get punished for playing in
Tim
one
Duncan
system.
played in
His
2 different
own guy.
systems, 3
He
different
played in
systems.
one. Man, he played for the same coach.
It's still a
I
different
think
system.
Hey, but that wait a minute,
What
but
was
that same coach is
Hold
but
on.
wait a minute.
Help me out. School
Wait a
me. What was Tim Duncan's 2 systems? School me. I don't know. Tell me.
Hey, I want to say this though. That same coach is 44 games under 500 when Tim Duncan Duncan doesn't play.
But
You
I
can't.
need him to school me.
can't-
I don't know
Cause
the
he was
system. What system
he
Tim
was
Duncan
he
was
was
in?
winning games with David Robinson too, though. So I can't act like he wasn't
But
winning games
I
as a
just want to
coach
know the
before
system
Tim
that the other
He was
system that Tim
17 and
Duncan was in.
47
The
the year
system
before
that
Tim
Tim Duncan was in 2014 is nowhere near the same system as in 1999.
but his coach
What
just adjusted the
was it?
times in
His
which the
coach had
league.
two different systems. Yes.
Nah, but what I'm
Yes.
saying,
His coach
Phil
won with
Jackson,
two different
Phil
systems.
Jackson had more than one system. If you want to get technical,
No. What did you say?
Phil Jackson, if you want to get technical, he got more than one system. If you want to get technical,
So
because you can run,
in
you can run the triangle.
in the
You can
90s
run
when
the
the Bulls
triangle.
in the
No,
90s
you
when
can
the
run
no
the
no no hold on
triangle
Herm
with
in the
different
90s when the Bulls were
variations.
winning, they had two different systems.
I'm just talking
No,
about.
they didn't. In the 90s when the
I'm
Bulls were
talking
winning,
about
they
the
did not have
coach.
two different systems. Stop.
Yeah, hold on,
No.
man. Let me tell you
Yeah,
something.
you just being an
Oh
asshole.
no, because I'm gonna tell you something. Because see, this is the thing. You talk to a real basketball nigga right here.
I am a real
You have
basketball
look,
nigga.
listen to me real
It
quick.
is real basketball niggas over
You
here.
got basketball principles. You like for some teams like UCLA when they was winning, they ran a high low, but it's different type
Mm-hmm.
of sets that come
Different
off of these
variations of the high low.
variations of
Different
offense. So I'm gonna
variations.
help you out right there. Like you said, I'm gonna have to agree with you, brother, that what you said about the system. You might have this might be your basic set. It's like UCLA had the high low. Louisville ran
Mm-hmm.
they ran North Carolina D Smith ran the motion offense with
Mm-hmm.
Michael Jordan. It's different type of set you can run. The flex, all that. It's different systems.
Can't hear you no more, Brody.
I'm sorry, that's me, man. But you can have different variations at an offense. But the flex might be your identity. You see what I'm saying? So you can run different offenses out for that system.
Yeah,
You
but
get
Yeah,
what
but
I'm
that's
I'm
saying?
not what
addressing
the
the
Bulls.
point that
But
Herm
that's
made
not what
that
the Bulls
Now, but
did,
all
though.
triangle is
What the
is
bull?
motion
You think the
offense.
Bulls line up
That's
every
all it
day?
is,
You
man.
think the Bulls lined up every daggone trip down the court and ran the same offense?
they had the
They
same
also ran.
system.
No, he never
They
said
also
that.
ran motion
No,
too.
I
because
didn't say
y'all
they ran
because
the
y'all
same
know the
offense
different
every time down the
variations of
floor.
stuff.
But all
Y'all played this
triangle
before.
is a complex
Y'all played
version
the
of the
basketball
motion.
before, man. Y'all
Yes,
know that.
yes, I played basketball at a high level. What does that have to do with the fact that regardless of if they ran the same play, it's still the same system, regardless of if I played basketball or not?
Man, look, I played in college. We ran two.
I
We
played
ran
in college
flex.
too. What does that have to do with the
Okay,
fact that?
no. I'm
What
just
does it
saying
have to
for
do with
example,
anything?
bro. Let me tell you.
A play and
So
a
we on the same
system are two
play.
different
We
things.
ran flex and we ran high low. Those are two
Okay, I
different
get it.
systems, right?
Yes, that doesn't
So
change
you
the
act
fact
like
that
that's. But
you understand that
flex was
regardless
our
of if you run
identity.
flex or high low,
Flex was
your
our
team
identity,
still
though.
had the same system. So the Bulls, whether or not they ran the same exact play every time, it's still the triangle offense. Yes or no?
That's just their no. It's just their
It's
identity
not a
was the
triangle
triangle.
offense.
It's their
Flex and
identity
high
was.
low
See,
are
I just said it.
plays.
I
This
just
man
said
Those
said
it.
are
it's the
So the
plays.
identity.
Bulls, regardless on whether or not they ran the same or a different play, it's not the triangle offense.
No, because let me tell you why. You just said you played.
Well,
Yeah, he's just running his goddamn mouth, bro.
hey man, a play is not a system. Those are
Yo,
two totally different things.
running different options off your base formula is not a different
Right,
system. It's the same fucking system. I don't know why he
right.
just try to say flex and high low. Flex and high low are both are offensive options out of a simple system. The triangle
He
was the
got his
system.
ass
They
flexed
ran
and out of
options
here.
out of the triangle.
Him on the
It's still the
block is
triangle
not
system.
triangle offense. You understand that there was a triangle offense
Like,
that went into getting Jordan onto the block. What the fuck are y'all talking about, man? What are y'all talking about?
Man, you can run 50 different plays based on the triangle offense,
Yes.
Yes.
depending on how creative your coach is.
It's a read and react offense.
Read and react offense. That's what it is.
Exactly.
I mean, that's how motion is too, though.
And that's why I give shout out to Dennis Rodman, because say what y'all want about Dennis Rodman, that dude's a smart ass offensive player. To be able to play in a triangle offense, that's a smart ass. You have to have high IQ to play in a triangle offense.
That's why I'm big on Horace Grant. Nobody ever gives Horace Grant his credit. I'll put it this way, Horace Grant is a better basketball player than Dennis Rodman.
Yeah, I'd have to agree. Dennis Rodman is probably just going to be better in terms of his rebounding, but Horace Grant still rebounds, so it's like, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah, scoring, his rim protection, his playmaking, his screening. Like Rodman kills him at staying in front of his man and rebounding.
Hey Raven, appreciate you for the support. Appreciate that. But yeah, I don't get it. I don't know. Like even like for example, we can run an Iverson cut. We can run an Iverson cut from the left side. We can run an Iverson cut from the right side. It's still Iverson cut. Doesn't matter if it's not the same play. That shit was dumb. That shit was dumb.
Hey, inside. That's like saying, "Oh, I'm running the damn triangle play on one side of the floor, and then I reverse it to the other side of the floor. It's not the triangle offense no more. It's another. Man, get your ass on somewhere, man.
Like flipping a 1-3-1 zone.
Like that. Remember we talked about that.
Yeah.
That was a combo.
And I'm not even
also changing locations of the players
play
in the
guy or
triangle
nothing like
don't
that.
change the
And I
triangle.
know better.
Well,
like changing
Jordan
where
in the low block isn't the triangle.
Yeah, like
you,
what?
You realize you literally when Jordan was getting the ball on the low block, they were using the triangle to get him the ball in the low block. Like that's literally what was happening.
Not only that, if you're running the triangle, like your goal is to get Jordan the ball because he's their best scorer.
Yeah, exactly. And there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, get him ball closer. Go ahead, bro.
Well, I think the triangle was at its best. Warriors. I think the triangle was at its best with Shaq and Kobe though, because you saw it. You could do it in different ways.
I like the
I
like the Shaq and Kobe triangle offense more too. I had a breakdown uploaded, but I ended up taking it down when I switched over to doing the Hardwood Authority. But I like the Lakers, the Kobe and Shaq, and even the Powell and Shaq triangle as well when Kobe was doing it correctly. I like those triangle offenses better than the Bulls triangle. I liked it a lot, especially the Shaq and Kobe Lakers. If you look at their plays and stuff that they ran out of the triangle, it was amazing to look at from a real basketball fan.
It was more flow in that Kobe and Shaq triangle, man. It was more flow in that version of it.
Well, the difference is you got two guys that can lead the league in scoring. It should run better.
Yep.
Right, I was thinking the same thing.
But with the Bulls, it was more perimeter oriented though, so it wasn't inside out version of it. With Shaq, most definitely you had that inside factor with it, so that's why it's a little bit different. And then if they the defense start adjusting to that, that's when they'll go back to the original Bulls type of triangle with Kobe. You know what I'm saying? So
like the Kobe Pau Gasol triangle. Like the talent wasn't the same, but like if you were gonna teach other coaches how to run the triangle and you didn't have like superior talent, like those X's and O's are crazy because like the timing was so good. Like it's like that was Phil Jackson. I feel like peak coaching,
and
coaching
shout out. And this is what I say about Uncle Pau as well. Uncle Pau is damn near perfect for a triangle offense. Uncle Pau can post up. He can space the floor. He can pass like a mug.
Now I'm gonna tell you who actually was actually better in the triangle than Powell at that time, and y'all gonna sleep on this. Lamar Odom to me, I think
he's a scorer and
Odom,
a playmaker. That's not really nothing.
Not what I'm saying, but with Odom to me, I thought Phil got the most out of him better than actually Powell. I thought he was more effective in the triangle than Powell actually.
But they're different options in the triangle.
It's different choices. So not necessarily one over the other. I think Lamar Odom was perfect for the triangle too. He's a 6'10" guy who can handle the rock, shoot, score, and pass. Yeah, of course he's going to be good in the triangle when it's being run correctly. Absolutely.
I feel like the Golden State Warriors did a really complicated or complex version of it.
Now Kerr just
trying to get all of the different people open.
What Kerr did with his version of it, they had some flex principles in his version of it.
And some Princeton principles.
Yeah, he had those principles within the variation of the triangle that he ran though. So
it's more Princeton. More Spurs than it was triangle. It was more like Spurs offense.
He mixed it together though. He did.
Here's the thing: you can look this up. Kerr, when he got there, They realized the Warriors in 2014 made the least amount of passes amongst an NBA team. No team passed the ball less than that. So they took the ball out of Curry's hand. They went with more team-oriented passing game, and that's what made him take off.
Got rid of Monte.
Yeah, and I don't like, and we always talk about, obviously Steve Kerr inherited a team that was already built up, blah, blah, blah. I don't like when people discredit Steve Kerr's coaching, because though he may not be a developmental coach, though he may have gotten a team that was already being built up, his coaching system is still the reason why they started winning, regardless.
Yeah. Then he actually ran some shit that he learned from the Spurs for Atlanta under Pop too, though. So the Warriors run a lot of different offense.
Are straight from Popovich. The elevator screens, like they just extended it because he had better shooters, but he just extended how far, like where the passes are going. But like, yeah, 13 minutes till game time. I'm probably about to drop. Get ready for the game. Go Sixers.
We gonna put it. We gonna play it. That's why I'm actually getting ready.
Oh shit, you watching it?
Yeah. This was just a quick little pop up show. I'm gonna end this to get the film different, and I'm gonna start it right back up. And we're gonna have to play up. We're real ball fans. Dream, you know where we at.
I know y'all real ball. Yeah. I just didn't know if it was only Laker games or whatever.
Can we make this statement? If you're trying to win basketball games, Pau Gasol is way better than Carmelo Anthony.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
I'm talking as a number one guy, number two guy, number any guy.
I mean, listen, I've been hating on Carmelo Anthony for a long time. I'm not hating on him, but I think he's a little overrated, you know. But
I love Melo the same way I love Kobe Bryant. So when I tell you guys,
he just made a bad career decision.
When I tell you guys that the reason I like Kobe is because he's the reason I picked up the ball in the first place. I got a whole bunch of shit over here that you guys just can't see, a whole bunch of Kobe shit. That is why Kobe's my favorite. Nothing that anyone ever says, shout out to Juan Boy Tony and all that, will change Kobe Bryant for me, my favorite player, because it's not about basketball. It's about feelings. Same way with Melo. It's just the way he hits you with that one of these like that. Yeah. It was just chicken. But when it comes to basketball, man, that shit is nothing. Like, Melo is overrated. It's nothing when it comes to Melo.
Yeah. Melo is an exceptional basketball player, but it just doesn't. It don't translate to winning. Yeah.
Nah, he fucked up. He fucked up choosing money over being around a good situation.
Shit, Herm. Shit, he ain't fucking. Shit. Talking about he fucked up choosing money. Nah.
He should have went. He should have went to Chicago, man. He wasn't supposed to go to no damn New York.
Nah,
Knicks,
I agree, but you can't say, hey, Herm, he should have went to go, Chicago. You can't say he messed up for choosing money though. Shit, I can't knock on a nigga hustle.
He would have got that money. He would have got that money and then some. He would have went the other way, man. I wouldn't have went to no damn.
Not at the crib. Not at the crib. Come on, man.
I saw an article or something that said he could have went and replaced Bosh in Miami.
I mean, that was
I think Melo was one of the original players from the modern era that didn't care about the ring. Like, now it's not a big deal, but like in the 2010s, it low key was a big deal, and Melo didn't care about the ring. I don't think he cared about it that much. Maybe he did. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think he cared about it.
He went to New York.
He doesn't care.
I mean,
when you got a fine ass wife at the time, that would kind of make you say "fuck it," though.
Look, Herm. Got her at the crib. I'm about to get paid at the crib. What you talking about? I can't say he's messed up for it. Look, he chose the money.
All these NBA players got fine wives if they want one.
Yeah, but Lala at the time, I'm thinking like Melo probably would think.
Lala, come on, Tony, keep it a buck. Keep it a buck, Tony.
Lala fine as fuck.
Lala's bad. Hey, Chris Bosh's wife is bad as shit.
But yeah, man. So the game started.
I saw why he did it, but damn though.
So, but yeah, man, this is always I'm gonna go ahead and end this out here because we do got the playoffs about to start. Got to put that up for the THA playoff watch party. This one was Michael Jordan is the greatest system player ever. We had Tony Styles pop in, Ochi pop in, Gray pop in, Goat James, Dream, a couple other Zesty Jeffries. Herm popped in as well. Appreciate you, Tony, for tapping in, man. Absolutely, as always. Just definitely want to talk about it. This has been the Hardwood Authority Show. Any closing statements from anyone? Tony, you got any closing statements?
I'm supposed to be doing a Kobe hater versus 100 Kobe fans on Tweebs Live coming up pretty soon. So if y'all want to check that out, it's supposed to be here in a few minutes. You can check out my podcast, The Hoop Historians. We just did a couple interviews. It just had Kermit Washington on. Just had Bob Ryan on the week prior to that.
Absolutely. So we definitely have that. With that being said, man, we are real basketball fans. Tony has been doing this stuff for almost 34 years. We just started this one up this year, but we're going to continue growing all 2026. We have the Hardwood Authority Show, which you can find us both on YouTube and on TikTok. Just type in the Hardwood Authority Show. And if you have trouble finding that, just click the link in the bio. You can find all of that. With that being said, definitely going to go ahead and do what we got to do, man. Lakers in 5.
Lakers in 5. Lakers in 5. Lakers in 5. Lakers in 5. Lakers in 5. Lakers in 5. Lakers in 5. Lakers in 5. Lakers in 5. Lakers in 5. It don't matter. Divorce court, child support, Lou Dort. Lakers in 5. OKC, KFC, UFC. Lakers in 5. It doesn't matter. Chris Paul, Jake Paul, Logan Paul. Lakers in 5. Serge Ibaka, Chewbacca,
Waka Flocka.
Lakers in 5. Tyler Hero, superhero,
Guitar Hero.
Lakers in 5. You can have hard, you can have a part,
you can have a garden.
Lakers in 5. White side, back side, sunny side. Lakers in 5. Phoenix Sun, Capri Sun,
the sun about to set.
Lakers in 5. 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 Lakers in 5.
Yes, sir.
Lakers in 5.
Y'all boys, man. Y'all boys stay safe. Ski.